Welcome everyone to episode 59 of Around the Book podcast. This week we're bringing you NFL Week 8 and College Football Week 9. College football is almost over. um, it feels like. I know we still have a few months left, but Week 9 is crazy. But hold on, sorry about that. All right, sorry. I had the stream up in the background and it started playing in my earphones. So sorry about that, everyone. We're back. That was distracting me. So does anyone have any gripes with last week? Anyone they want to applaud?
Oh boy, do I.
Shane, go ahead.
So I had a rough week overall, so I have plenty of gripes. But one thing I have to say, Georgia came through for me.
They did.
Georgia
They
came
came
through for me.
for both of us. I was there for that.
I
That was mine as
remember.
well.
Yeah, you're right. So Georgia money line definitely hits. LSU comes through for me as well. Was happy with that one. Georgia Tech disappointed me. Louisville also disappointed me, but not really because it was a fun game. So not really. I kind of was okay with it. BYU, Dalton. BYU finally let us down. after all this
R.I.P.
time. R.I.P.
BYU.
Purdue almost, I thought for a second, was going to not let me down, and then they couldn't get any points on the board. So that made me upset. And then Bowling Green, I will say, though, just barely, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, did hit on the minus 20.5 against State. So I'll take that one.
Yeah. I can't stand Nebraska.
That's fair.
They just got and I apologize to the University of Indiana, college football team and fans. I said you guys are trash, and you guys just destroyed Nebraska. And it would be like just poetic justice for Nebraska to walk into Columbus this weekend and just destroy them.
Yeah.
So let's hope that doesn't happen, but I could just see that happening.
Ohio State could be sleepwalking heading into next week.
So
that's going to be fun.
Yeah. Then shout out Illinois, taking down Michigan, had that plus 3.5. Illinois looks good.
They're good.
Illinois looks good.
They're a good team.
Yeah. Then I think that's all I had for college. NFL.
Don't even get me started on the NFL.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, did I have a rough week in the NFL?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So my upset of the Seahawks hit. That was like surprising.
It really hit too.
I
had Falcons, but I'm like, oh, the Falcons are going to be able to stop. They're not going to be able to stop the Falcons' running game. Turns out they couldn't stop the running game. Just didn't matter because the Falcons' defense let them kind of do whatever they felt like doing all day.
Yeah. Yeah, and congratulations, Shane. The Steelers just destroyed.
I reverse jinxed myself by refusing to pick them on any platform that I was talking about football on, and they went around and went ahead and just decimated a just downtrodden, disgusting franchise that is the New York Jets. They deserve everything they're getting. This is what should have happened, and I think it's awesome.
Is Devontae Adams cursed?
I think the Jets are cursed in general, so it doesn't matter if he's cursed.
Yeah.
However, I don't think it helped. Let me put it that way.
Devontae just went from shitty in black and silver to shitty in green and white, really.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. He somehow
I'm sorry, Dalton.
Really, yeah.
No, that's fair.
They stopped me from going 3-0 on the weekend for NFL, which really pissed me off. So,
yeah. I will say the sad part is we scored 37 points, and a lot of Steelers fans don't want to hear this. Russell Wilson wasn't even good in the game. He straight up wasn't a good quarterback. It didn't matter because the Jets are that ass. George Pickens made unbelievable play after play.
Yeah.
Pat Freiermuth made an insane catch down the field. Literally everything that could go wrong for the Jets, every play that could be made was made by the Steelers instead of the Jets. It was truly hilarious to watch.
The Freiermuth pass wasn't a bad ball.
No, but how often is that catch made, do you think, like realistically?
Pat Freiermuth. 100%.
Yeah, you get my point. Like it's the stuff like that has not been happening for the Steelers playmakers. So The Jets, though, they got what they deserved. They played with fire, and boy, did they get burned
Yeah.
by doing this. So that's what
I will say, Russ, you got to give Russ credit in that second half. I mean, as
He was
much
fun.
as Pickens and Freiermuth were helping him out, like he was moving the ball.
The difference is that the coaching staff clearly trusts him and wants him to be aggressive. Like this was the first game this entire season where I felt like they were actively attempting to score on every drive. Whereas the other games, it felt like they were just trying to hold on to the ball for dear life and hope that we got points, but didn't really care if we did. That's really the biggest difference, I think. Which, hey, if the only way to do that's if Russ is in there, so be it. I think then, but I don't know. Enough of the Steelers, though, right? Enough of that.
Dalton, you have any gripes or praises?
Yeah, I had another terrible weekend. College football, my parlay, right? Going in, BYU, USC, and Texas were combined 15-3 against the spread. 0-3. 0-3 on that parlay. Just an absolute disaster. The only thing I hit was Tennessee. That came through. Which that was kind of nice, but I mean, at this point, Alabama just is rough.
Unserious football team considering their talent level.
Yeah. And then NFL, my parlay streak finally died. I even hit 2/3 of it, but unfortunately, Atlanta hosted me because they just decided to not play defense.
Kirk Cousins also certified stinker in that one.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great.
And then my upset looked good for about almost a half with Patriots money line. And then all of a sudden, Doug Peterson decided he wanted to stay head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, I guess.
Poor choice, by the way.
Yeah.
Not a great decision. Parker Washington, shout out. Nice punt return touchdown. So there's that.
Yeah. Only thing I hit in NFL was Chiefs money line. So in college, college football and NFL this past week, the only things I hit a plus 102 money line in both days, and that was it. It was a bad week.
Yeah.
I had a pretty good weekend, actually. It was one of my better weekends in a while, so it's nice to have that. And I just wanted to gloat a little bit because I haven't had that in a while.
I was having a generational run in the NFL for a while, and then you can see my record starting to creep closer to that 500 record there. So not super thrilled about that, but
I think I need like 3 more college football seasons to break above 500, but NFL's close.
I'm not liking right now. My college football unit losses are slowly going to overtake my NFL losses any week now.
You were looking good. All right. So when we get into the show, does anyone have any unfun bets for this, I guess, before we get started on anything?
Nothing this week.
I have 2.
Okay.
And I know I'm usually the one that's like, yeah, let's get on with the show.
Yeah.
But I have any game in the World Series to end in a walk-off at plus 110. I took that. Then I took a long shot odds play for this series, and I put any player to record 8+ stolen bases in the World Series and break the all-time record at plus 5,000.
That's fun. That'd be very fun.
I think this is going to be I think it's going to be a fun bet. If Shohei can get on base a lot, and you never know.
Yeah, that's fair.
So those are the only 2 unfun.
So 8 stolen bases in a series is the most in the World Series?
You
said it was 8. You'd have to
I
7.
would assume it's 7 because
it says
7,
8 right.
plus to break the.
Gotcha. Because I feel like how many World Series did Ricky Henderson play in?
I was going to say that has to be his number, right?
It's because if it's not him, then that means he either didn't play in the World Series as much as I thought he may have, or he was not stealing bases at that point, which feels weird. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm thinking it has to be either him or Willie McGee, maybe.
Maybe.
Only another person I could think of.
I wouldn't worry about it. I just was curious. I was like, man, that's weird.
Only 2. I could have swore he had 3.
Huh.
One with the Athletics in 89 and one with the Blue Jays in 93.
Yeah, 89, you'd imagine. I mean, I don't know how many games that series went off the top of my head, so maybe that's why. But I was surprised he didn't have that in a game at one point.
Yeah.
No, but interesting. Okay.
Oh, it's Lou Brock.
Oh,
I'm sorry. He's played in 3
Okay.
in the Athletics back to back in 89-90. Shout out Reds 1990, and then Blue Jays 93.
So it's Lou Brock that has 7 in a series.
Lou Brock twice, actually,
Twice. Wow.
in 68 and 67.
There you go.
Back-to-back
enough.
years. Cardinals legend Lou Brock.
There you go. So
All
that's
right.
what we're looking for. I have
Yeah.
some unfun bets, which I kind of think are fun bets at this point. NBA season's kicked off. Definitely want to shout out NBA a little bit. I do have the 4 games that are tomorrow. I think it's all 4 games that are tomorrow. I have a little parlay of those. I have Celtics minus 13 against at the Wizards because the Wizards beat ass, and the Celtics could probably outscore them with their second string by 13. So feels pretty good. Mavericks minus 7.5 at home against the Spurs. Do think the Spurs are going to be a better team. However, Mavericks I do think are going to be really good in the regular season, especially. So we'll see how that goes. Thunder money line at the Nuggets. I have a feeling the Thunder are going to kick off the season really hot. I think that team is obviously deep as hell. Nuggets are obviously a really good team still themselves with Jokic and everybody, but I think they could get that done. And then the Timberwolves money line at Sacramento. Big loss against Lakers to open the season. I think they're going to want to kind of show out in that game if they can, try to get things on track. So.
All right. Love it. Love it. Anyone else? That's it.
Nothing else.
All right. So let's get into college football. Let's get into our college football lock of the week. Who wants to start us off? Dalton, you want to start us off?
Sure. So
Let's just switch it up. Let's try to get the mojo going in a different way here this week.
I like it. So this is a team we talked about a few minutes ago. I'm taking it Indiana at home minus 6.5 against Washington at minus 110. The way they've dismantled Big Ten teams, including good Big Ten teams like Nebraska, I'm taking them at home against the Washington team that I'm still not convinced is that good. Washington's a very weird team right now. You know, they have a win over Michigan, bad loss to Rutgers. They're a very weird team, whereas I think Indiana at this point is clearly very good. Like, they might not, I mean, they're obviously not going to stay undefeated for much longer, but they are a team that I do think is, like, they're a legit top 15, top 25 team at worst. And I think they're going to have no problem covering a touchdown.
So I agree with that. I did want to take that bet, but I am not as confident with the injury of the quarterback. I'm not sure how I feel about the backup there. Like, he played well in relief of him, but that's my only hang up is I just wonder how much of that is, the 6-year quarterback with Rourke really kind of running that offense to perfection. So I still think they could probably still cover that, but that's one of the reasons I kept that bet off the books this week. So, but I like it though. Still, they're probably good enough to still do that to Washington, even with backup.
Yeah. All right, Shay, what's your lock for the week?
My lock, I feel like I'm jinxing them, and I feel bad. So if this happens, then sorry to all my Penn State people, but Penn State minus 6.5 at Wisconsin.
Don't hate it.
Yeah, I just so Wisconsin is certainly not a bad team, and I know this because I am, of course, a fan of the team, unfortunately, in a lot of ways. But they have been absolutely dominated by the teams they've played that are actually good. They, like, Alabama dominated them. It like that game still sticks in my mind. Like, Alabama is obviously not that great, clearly, as we found out, and they got dominated by Alabama. Like, it just feels like teams that are a tier above them in terms of talent have really gave it to them this year. And as much as I appreciate Braden Law coming in as quarterback and getting some stuff going, I fear he's going to really kind of melt down with the turnovers against Penn State. He's had turnover issues already in his 5 starts. Just don't feel great about them being super competitive in this game.
I like it. And I
Don's
mean,
like,
This is the game that Penn State sleepwalks through before Ohio State.
See, I do get that. I do. I will say I think the mental toughness of this team feels a little better to me than it has in the past. I think Aller helping them come back in that USC game despite the 2 picks, well 3 picks, but 2 that are real picks. I like where they're at with the mental side of things with this team because that's always what's bothered me with Penn State. Is I feel like you said, they kind of have those games every year where it's like you shouldn't lose to this team. Like Ohio State, sure, whatever, Michigan, sure, but you lose to like Wisconsin or Illinois that a couple years ago in that like 9 overtime bullshit game, like stuff like that. I don't know if we're gonna see that this year. Honestly, it kind of feels like we might not.
Yeah, the USC game I think was that game, and they pulled it out.
Right.
But
that's why I'm a little bit more confident about a game. Like, also, I know my team, unfortunately, and we kind of be acid against other good teams, right? It feels like.
All right. So I guess I'll give out my lock here. I'm taking BYU plus 1.5 at UCF. I know this line feels like a trap, but I'm just going to take the plus 1.5 from BYU. UCF, I mean, UCF's just, I mean, they're okay this year. They have a few losses. I know they lost to UC a couple weeks ago. And BYU's look great. I know they didn't cover the spread last weekend, even though they were on a hot streak of that. But I'm taking BYU plus 1.5. Just seems like free money at this point.
yeah. Oh, you can go, Shane.
We thought so, Dalton. We thought BYU was free money.
Yeah, but 1.5. Okay, I'm not even going to say that. I can't say that because I'm just going to fuck myself by saying that.
Oh, don't worry. I'm about to make it worse for you, Casey, because
go ahead.
My favorite pick this week is BYU money line at plus 102.
There we go. So that means they're going to win by 1 point.
Yeah.
We love that. It's
Oh
gonna be
no, that means
they're getting.
Oh, that's right. They're getting points. Huh?
Yeah, I don't understand this line at all. I don't understand how BYU is an underdog. Makes no sense.
Yeah,
I guess
did something
UCF?
Did something happen that we don't
injuries.
know about? Yeah, I didn't hear anything about injuries. Right? I mean,
I don't know. UCF has lost their last 4 games. So
yeah, I chose not to bet this game out of kind of like just being petty about BYU finally not winning me a bet, but. Yeah. I also was confused by the line. I'm like, am I reading this correct? Like, did something happen I'm not sure about or that I didn't hear about?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I couldn't find anything. I was looking because it, like I said, it seems like a trap. And we'll probably talk about this next week on the episode where I'm just like, oh, I was so confident. And then boom, they lose by like 2 touchdowns.
It's like, what happened?
Yeah.
All the BYU media people, they're calling UCF the best 3-4 team in football.
I mean, honestly, if you want to make that argument, I'm not going to fight you about it because I don't know what the other team I would think of is.
I mean, USC would probably have something to say about
That's true. They're 3. Yeah, they are 3-4.
That is surprising.
God, that sucks.
You know what? USC is the best 3-4 team because I thought they were like 5-2. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I mean, whooping their ass, dude.
They beat LSU this year.
Beating them up, but like just beating them. That's the sad part. Is like they just can't close against Big Ten teams for some reason.
Yeah,
it's really funny.
Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, like they beat LSU, and LSU legitimately might end up playing in the SEC title game.
Yeah, like I have them. Spoiler alert: they're on my parlay this week. Yeah. Like it's so, and also I have to say, big L by Wisconsin being their only Big Ten win.
Yeah,
like especially because they should have beat them by like 3 touchdowns, and then all of a sudden they just didn't do it.
Yeah,
like
that's
an example. They're 2 best teams they played. Wisconsin. That's what happened to them.
Wisconsin didn't even cover the spread.
I know, that's the sad part. It wasn't even like it was a spread they easily could have done if they just weren't ass.
That game made no sense. They were winning.
Yeah.
In like the 3rd quarter.
It was rough. That's all I'm gonna say.
But yeah, BYU, I feel pretty good about this. To me, they're very clearly a better team than Central Florida.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I'm
why
with
they're
you on
going to
that
lose
one.
by 2 on a
Yeah.
walk-off field goal by UCF.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Shane, what's your favorite pick of the week?
My favorite bet is LSU plus 2.5 at Texas A&M.
Dude, that seemed like another trap line. I did not understand that.
I mean, A&M has been. I mean, they're what 14th in the country right now. Like, but again, like the SEC is weird, man.
Yeah.
So it's a weird SEC. I don't know what to think if any of them. Like Georgia obviously loses to Bama, who is losing to everybody who they play right now. So like, who knows what that means?
Yeah.
But then they go out and absolutely just destroy Texas. Like I don't know. The SEC is weird, but LSU, I like LSU. I do. I think Nussmeier's playing really well. I like everything they have going on. They have an awesome offensive line, obviously.
Yeah.
Like we kind of know that they're a really solid football team, and right now that might be all you need to be to win games in the SEC. It's just be very solid and kind of disciplined all across the board. So I'm taking them plus 2.5. I think they can go into Texas A&M and get a win. Honestly.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Vanderbilt is ranked 25th.
Yeah,
What
which honestly, good for Vanderbilt, man.
Good
honestly.
for them, but what is the SEC right now? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Florida's out there somewhere.
When would you have ever
Effing
thought
around.
that you see Vanderbilt above Alabama in the SEC standings? Never.
Maybe if they had an early season game against like Georgia or something, and Vanderbilt played Kentucky or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe, but that'd be about it. Aside from that,
And then Vanderbilt would still have to beat Kentucky.
right? But at least the potential's there. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. God,
Who knows?
SEC is going to still end up with like 4 college football playoff teams, and we're going to be like, all right,
Yeah.
like
Well, I mean,
guess.
Most of these teams are going to finish 10-2. Like that's the thing.
That's it's like, what do you do with that? I don't know.
Imagine Vanderbilt playing in the SEC championship.
I would laugh out loud, like actually,
which is crazy because it's like a possibility somehow. Because like at the top of the SEC standings is Texas A&M.
That's true. Yeah,
and then LSU. So it's like, what's going on here?
Should be a fun last half of the year.
Yeah. All right. So my favorite, Illinois plus 21.5 against
I have that on my parlay. Yeah.
Give me three touchdowns for Illinois in this game.
Yeah.
Oregon, obviously great team, can turn it on when they need to. Have had a few close encounters.
Of the third kind?
Of the third kind. Illinois is just grinding out wins. And I know that they have lost once.
Yeah, it's a good old Penn State University.
So Illinois, just another team that's just like, we're going to stay in our lane. We're going to keep running the ball. We're just going to keep chugging along. And plus 21.5, it's at Oregon. So who knows what happens when they get into Eugene. But
no, I was doing research on this. Illinois and Oregon have almost identical point differentials this year. And you could argue that Illinois has played a tougher schedule. I mean, Oregon had a tougher non-conference, but in conference, Illinois is tough. I feel like playing at Penn State is arguably a tougher game than hosting Ohio State. And also Illinois played Michigan, which is much better. Michigan and Nebraska, which are probably better than the next 2 best teams in the Big Ten that Oregon's played, which are just Purdue and Michigan State, maybe.
Yeah. Purdue. Ew. No. No, I think that at the end of the day, I just don't think Illinois is 3 touchdowns worse than Oregon. I don't.
No, I don't either.
And that's all you really need to say about it. I think, like, could they obviously get blown out? Sure.
Yeah.
I just don't think that Illinois is the type of team that's going to probably get blown out at all this year. They just feel like they're going to grind it down and try to like kind of tear you down with them a little bit and make it work. And frankly, they've been able to do it against everybody but Penn State, and even that game wasn't exactly a blowout by any means by Penn State. So I like it.
Yeah. The only worry would be like is if they were down like 16 and then Altmaier threw a pick 6. That'd be the only way I could see it not hitting.
So
But-
yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into our upsets. Dalton, what's your upset for this week?
So I can't buy an upset pick to save my life in college football lately. So I figured, you know what? Why not swing for the fences?
That's what I was just about to say. Go extreme.
Are we gonna? I wonder if me and Dalton are gonna have the same.
It might be one. This is probably a game that maybe a few people are looking at here. But I got Florida State money line at plus
Oh,
850
oh,
against
My
that's-
God,
that's
I
not
have
the
the
one.
same thing.
That's
Big
not
brother
mine.
beats up on little brother.
That's
Like,
awesome.
I
That's
just-
awesome.
I mean, I don't know. The value is what really just jumped out at me.
It's
Like
gross.
850, and also like Miami is a ticking time bomb. They
Yeah,
are
they are.
not going undefeated this year. There's no way. Like at some point, the collapse is coming, and I think they're probably going to overlook Florida State because Florida State's record's terrible. Keep
Well,
in mind,
the whole
though,
team is
while
terrible.
Florida State may not be playing well, that's still a team with a bunch of 4 and 5 stars on it. Like, that's just a fact.
Yeah.
They're still a team that has natural talent. I mean, they had how many guys go in the first 2 rounds of the draft last year? I mean, they have plenty of talent. I do think like there's a legitimate shot that they catch Miami this week. And for plus 850 value, I'll take that every time.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And you know what they say, broken clock's right twice a day, and Florida State only has 1 win, so this is going to be their second win.
There
Just
we go.
makes sense.
Also, Miami's entire team is built up basically or propped up by Cam Ward out of structure plays and absolute shenanigans, tomfoolery,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
else you want to, whatever other word you want to use for it. It's basically just a team of shenanigans is all this is.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
So Florida State may be bad, but any team could be good at any week in college football, and maybe this is the week. I was wondering if you might have the same one as me. I'll go real quick then because I know it's the same for you, Casey. I know I'm gonna regret this one just because I feel like it's gonna be like a terrible game that's like never close. But Navy money line.
All right.
Oh,
Navy money line.
I almost went that way.
Notre Dame traveling to our water armed forces, we'll just say. Yeah, I mean, Navy's pretty good, man. They obviously gotten to number 24 ranking, which is awesome. Also, Army, of course, ranked as well. So shout out to the armed forces, I guess. Good for them. Just not Air Force though.
Yeah.
no.
Not
And
Air
it's hard.
Force.
It's hard to play on water. So good
It
luck,
is.
Notre Dame.
It's really hard. Yeah, they should just they should have the field like really
Yeah.
wet every week.
Yeah.
That would be really funny if it was like drenched every game. Like they
Yeah.
were allowed to just like just put hoses out there and just fill it up with water.
Well, did their football team do? I know they did a basketball game on like
On
an
an
aircraft
airport,
carrier.
Yeah.
Did they do that? They didn't do that for football, did they?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
They
I mean,
need to do that.
that'd be crazy if they could manage to do that. That'd be sick.
I mean, they're big enough to do it.
They
You
are
could
big
definitely
enough.
do it.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah.
think
don't
the
know if-
win. I
would
think
they-
the
would there-
win would be too much of a factor. For
Oh
that.
my god, it'd be so much fun.
It'd be really hey, for Navy, it doesn't have to be a factor if they don't want
No.
to do it.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, give me Navy money line. That'd be awesome. Frankly, I just want this to happen because I think it'd be one of the funniest possible Notre Dame losses
Yeah.
that's ever happened. Is that
I almost took that one.
yeah.
All right. So
I
I
mean, this
did
is like
take
the
one.
Yankees. Fuck Notre Dame. Just like
Yeah.
fuck the Yankees. Bet.
Yeah,
Like they're
exactly.
they are the Yankees of college football.
Yeah.
They are. You're right.
So I have a bet that's probably going to blow up in my face.
Love it. We
And
love those.
I'm playing with fire on this one. I know we said Colorado is off the table.
Oh, I know. I
no, don't
I
do it.
should not be doing this, but I'm taking Cincinnati money line at Colorado. I'm taking it at plus 164, and I'll tell you why. Cincinnati is 5-2. They look pretty good this year. I know they had a loss to Pitt, but Pitt's number 16.
Pitt's
right
just
now.
okay though, in my opinion. Still, they're just all right.
They are. I understand. And Pitt is just a team that's surviving and advancing somehow. But I just something about this game. I just think Cincinnati can take it. I thought they were going to lose to Arizona State. They beat Arizona State by 10 last week. They've lost to Texas Tech, which is sad. But they beat UCF, who's supposedly a favorite over BYU. So I mean, if we're
by the
taking that
transitive
yeah,
property,
I'm just trying to gather all the positive notes here.
All you really have to say, Casey, is the fact that Colorado is an unserious football team that sometimes is able to be serious.
Yeah,
That's really what it comes down to.
And if this wasn't like I don't know if this is a rumor or not, but I mean, when Dion was making his decision, UC was one of the other teams that he was going to go to. So I think this is going to be a revenge game. I know I'm pulling this out of thin air right now.
We'll take it.
Revenge game. Lock it in.
Fair enough.
All right.
Is that game?
10:30 or 10:15 or 10:30 at night. It's at Colorado.
Perfect.
Oh, God.
So Cincinnati is going to be they're going to be hyped for this one.
Not only are you picking that game, but now you have to wait. You have to be up until 1:30 in the morning waiting to see if it hit or not. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it will come down to 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That game will not be determined before 1.
And it's my wife's alma mater, and I know she's going to ask me at like 11 o'clock when UC plays. I'm going to tell her 10:15. She's like, I'm going to bed before that. So
I'm going to bed. I don't care.
Yeah.
Which honestly, she's correct. So
yeah. All right. So that's enough college football. Do you guys have any parlays for college football?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
All right. Let's hear.
So for college football, I had an offer from DraftKings for an odds boost on a 4-leg parlay. Actually, Shane, if you want, you can go because DraftKings is being stupid. So I need a minute.
Very good. So I have obviously all the picks I already mentioned. But I'll give them again here. I have Boise State -3.5 at UNLV as part of this. So Boise State, I feel like they're going to probably win the rest of their games, in my opinion. Like that's just kind of where I'm at. So I'll take them any chance I get when it's not like a touchdown or more. Also, want to see Genty just keep, doing his thing. Western Michigan -17.5 against Kent State because I will continue to bet against Kent State every chance that I can. Illinois, I had the +21.5 as well. I like that. The LSU +2.5. Penn State -6.5. Syracuse +6.5 at Pittsburgh. As much shit as I gave Kyle McCord earlier this year just by existing, he's actually been pretty good for Syracuse. Like no joke, he's been pretty good. So I kind of have to give them some respect. I think Pittsburgh. I know close ties could care less for the university. I'm not interested in them, so no bias here or anything like that. I just don't think they're that great. And then of course the Navy money line pick.
I like it. All right. So I got mine up. So I got a 4-leg parlay this week, all underdogs.
Ooh, love it. Okay.
So I'm taking Oklahoma +20.5 against Ole Miss because while Oklahoma is not good, Ole Miss is just not reliable. And I am gonna bet on Oklahoma's defense to keep this game at least somewhat close. And then I'm taking Illinois. I got them at +21.
Nice.
To cover against Oregon. I got Vanderbilt +18.5 against Texas. I just think Vanderbilt's legitimately a tough football team, and I think Texas got a little bit exposed. I think Quinn Ewers, now that he's not 100%, I think he might not be able to just set the world on fire. And I do think Vanderbilt's defensively, Vanderbilt's good enough to hang around in this game. And then finally, I'm taking Duke +12 against SMU because SMU I don't think is a legitimately good football team, and Duke is sneaky a 6-1 football team somehow, even though mostly because they've played nobody, but still I think they cover double. I think they can keep it within single digits against SMU. So that parlay normally would be +1270, but on DraftKings, they do have an odds boost, a 50% parlay boost on 4 legs or more. So I got it at +1906 for those 4.
It's pretty good. Oh, by the way, mine, if you want that, it's a +23,296. So now, granted, 7 legs, so a little different, but yeah.
Let's get it.
Still, though, it
Hey,
adds up. Like those extra
does.
couple legs, it
It
adds
does.
up quick.
Now again, when
And,
you put Navy money line on there, really jumps it up. So
gives you a little boost.
little boost.
Also, Kennesaw State up 27-24 against 6-0 Liberty. And
Oh shit.
And Kennesaw State is 0-6. I did at halftime take Kennesaw State at plus 1,060 to win. So
that'd be sweet.
And there's a minute 36 left, and Liberty has no timeouts, and it's 2nd-6 Kennesaw State. So go Kennesaw State.
Well, there
All
goes
right.
any playoff hopes for Liberty.
Yes.
Now they needed to blow out every team they played and go undefeated. They probably needed
Boise State to lose again and not win their conference. And they would need no one from the AAC or Sun Belt to be undefeated either.
Yeah.
To maybe have a chance.
It was a long shot, but no more, apparently.
All right. So let's get into our NFL picks here. Now, I guess we'll keep going with the same bet we have here, or same rotation we have here. NFL locks. Dalton, what do you got here?
Shane, am I going to get burned this week on my lock? I'm taking Steelers minus 6.5.
Oh, Dalton, you know their ass is losing this week. You know it.
I mean, the Giants just look so bad, and the Steelers with Russell Wilson looked legit. I mean, they looked pretty solid, and yet the Giants are just so bad, especially against the run. I just think that, like, Russell Wilson, again, doesn't even need to play well this week for them to blow out the Giants, I feel like.
Yeah.
No, I don't hate it. I just to give you an idea, my prediction for this game in my Still Curtain show today was 20-13, which would hit in this case. But that feels like it's not going to be this like 35-7 or 28-7. I feel like it's going to be a touchdown difference at worst for them. And it's just because this is what they do. They win a huge game against a team. Granted, Jets aren't good, but they have the perception of potentially maybe at one point in the future being good, is what I like to say about them. And they go out there and absolutely dominate them at home. But this week coming up, it very much feels like the Patriots Bailey Zappi game last year at home, where it just like they couldn't do anything against Bailey Zappi for some reason. This feels like a Daniel Jones week somehow. Like this, he could be just okay, and that might be enough to put up some points. It doesn't mean they'll win, but I think it will be closer than it should. But hey, if my prediction rings true, you'll still hit your bet. So
Minka's playing, right?
Should be, yeah.
Okay. So hopefully he can, as long as he shuts down Neighbors, it should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way that they can really shut him down, but they won't do it because that would require them to be smart. So
what's that?
Joey Porter press man every single snap with Minka over the top because Neighbors is not the best against press man, more of a zone beater in my opinion. They will play zone on him every snap because that's what they would do. So.
And Neighbors also not strong enough to get by Joey Porter.
That's
Jr.
my point. Like if you play press man every snap on Neighbors, it's at least going to limit him from just catching the ball whenever he feels like it. Because against zone, he'll catch 20 balls if you want him to. Which, yeah,
Joey Porter would be a linebacker. Joey Porter Jr., if he played in his dad's era, would be an outside linebacker.
Probably, yeah. That dude, yeah. So, yeah, that's what I would do. They won't do it, so the game will be closer than it should. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. What do you got, Shane?
My lock, let me double check which one I chose as my lock here. Patriots +7 at home against the Jets because Patriots aren't good, but man, the Jets are bad too. This is a bad football team right now.
Yeah.
They don't have anything going. I think the Patriots being at home and having a touchdown buffer here just feels like something they can do. I don't know if they'll beat this team. I think it's possible because May does look very good. A rookie against this Jets defense is not exactly ideal, but they're not playing their best and they're still missing some guys. I don't think they're all going to be back this week. So I could see the Patriots putting up a good fight, and that's all they have to do for this to hit.
Yeah, I like it. And yeah, Jets just ass. All right. I'm taking Bills -3 against the Seahawks. I know I put all my eggs in one basket with the Seahawks last week, but I'm jumping ship. Give me Bills -3. I think they just took a step up with the recent trade acquisitions. It's at Seattle, and Seattle has not looked great at home this year. So
weirdly enough, yeah, it's not.
Yeah, so I don't understand that because, I mean, they're the 12th man.
In air quotes, that's rough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's mean, but fair, I
Yeah.
guess, this year at least.
yeah, so Bills -3. All right, Dalton, what's your favorite? Bless you.
Thank you. So I was between two, but I ended up going with one that actually had better odds than I expected. I'm taking the Bucks at home at +120, Bucks money line against Atlanta. This is one of those lines that really feels way too good to be true, given how Atlanta didn't look great last week. Also, the last time they played was a weird Thursday night game, and Atlanta somehow won a close one. Here, in Tampa Bay, the way Tampa Bay is playing right now, they seem like a clear tier above Atlanta. Atlanta's a fringe wild card team at this point, in my opinion, whereas Tampa Bay is a legit contender in the NFC. And I do think, even though, I do think, like, even though Tampa Bay has had their moments where they've looked kind of shaky, I do think that they should have no problem winning this game.
I think my only
Even
problem
without
with them
Godwin.
is like Godwin being gone, Evans being gone. It's tough. Like the fact that they're going to miss both those guys, I don't know if the passing game is going to be nearly as potent. And Mayfield did have his struggles in the Ravens game. He did not play well in that game. I just wonder where the offense is going to come from aside from the running backs, and like that might be enough. But I could see the passing game struggle until at least Evans is back fully healthy. So that's my only thing with them. But still, the Falcons, not a good enough team for me to feel bad about picking the Bucs or anything. But I chose to kind of stay away from that line because I want to see what that Bucs team looks like without those guys.
Fair.
But yeah, I think my favorite bet I had here. Where's it? Which one did I choose? So my favorite bet is the Rams money line Thursday night. I just feel like the Vikings, it's not that they played bad at all against the Lions, but I feel like the Rams, they're going to, for some reason, be able to find a way to stick with it this season in an NFC West that is just not good right now, frankly. No offense, Casey.
Nope, it isn't.
It's a bad division, and I think that because it's a bad division, there's a lot of talk about Cooper Kupp being traded. Apparently, the Steelers are heavy favorites to land him, which I would be very happy with. But I feel like they're going to find a way to win this game, and they're going to hold tight at the deadline and kind of try to play this out. I really do. And I think winning this game is going to be the reason that ultimately happens, right? So for me, the Vikings are kind of due for a bit of a skid here with the Lions beating them. And I don't think it's going to really necessarily mean much about the Vikings. I think they're going to end up being a playoff team still, but they aren't perfect, right? Like we kind of knew that eventually things were going to not be the way that they started. It was just too good to be true, but they should probably settle in here moving forward. But I do think the Rams can steal one with McVay against O'Connell there.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, the Rams are always just in the game. They get blown out a few times here and there, but it's not often. I mean, I feel like they always play teams tough no matter who they put out on the field. So I like it. I'm taking Houston -5.5. It's in Houston. They're playing the Colts. The Colts don't look good with Anthony Richardson playing quarterback.
They do not.
And Houston's coming off a emotional loss against Green Bay. Very close game as well. That was a good game. So I like -5.5 for Houston at Houston here.
I like it.
Yeah. I don't blame
Anthony Richardson just not good.
No.
Unfortunately, certified not so great at the whole quarterback thing. Currently.
Yeah. It's fun to watch him throw the ball really far, but that's about it.
When he does uncork a nice one, you're like, you see that?
Yeah.
You see that, guys?
Yeah.
And then you're like, forget about the 3 incompletions before that play. Don't worry about that. It's okay.
Yeah.
Look at him run. Look at him run. No, but
Oh no, Kennesaw State rushed the field because they thought they won, but there's 1 second left.
No.
Oh no, they're gonna get like 6 penalties.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into NFL upsets. I mean, well, to be fair, there was only like 100 people in the crowd. So, like, they already cleared it out within like 30 seconds, and they're already
That's
about
funny.
to have the team back on the field playing. So, all right, NFL upsets. Dalton, kick us off here.
So it's funny. We were just talking about one inconsistent quarterback. For my upset pick, I am betting on a historically inconsistent quarterback. That's right. Give me Jameis Winston and the Browns at plus 320 against Baltimore. I love the vibes of this. Cleveland as a team overall hasn't played bad the last couple of weeks. They've been playing teams tough, and I think honestly Jameis could be the spark they need. While yes, he is gonna make a bunch of mistakes, he's gonna miss guys, he's gonna make throws that no one should ever attempt, but he's also gonna make some big time plays. And I also think he can just kind of manage the offense enough where now that they got Nick Chubb back, I think they can run their way to a win possibly against a Ravens team that I think might take a game off this week. I think Baltimore probably is needing a bye week soon, and this might be one of those games that they just don't fully get up for. Plus, division rival at 320, I'll take that every time.
Yeah,
That's fair. I get it.
Oh,
With now that the bad man is gone, right?
Yes.
Now that the man is no longer, out there just never mind. Anyway, point is that whole discourse, by the way, about like people getting mad at fans for like cheering him getting injured. I don't have enough time from the day to explain why I don't give a shit about that. There's not enough time in that day. I simply could not care less. It would be impossible for me to be less unbothered about it. So yeah. Also, I get why you as teammates would go up there and like complain about it, but also maybe just don't. You maybe just choose not. You could be like, yeah, next question. It sucks honestly, but hey, Jameis will be more fun for Browns fans. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
Also, Kevin Stefanski giving up play calling right after that is weird to me. He gave up play calling duties to what is it? Whoever the Bills offensive coordinator before. What's his name? I forget his name right now. Ken Dorsey. Yeah. Dorsey. Yeah. He is now the play caller for the team, which is strange, but whatever.
The mixing it up though, that could be
good. Yeah.
This week.
Just thought it was interesting that happened.
Yeah.
But my upset pick is the Cardinals to beat the Dolphins, even into his return. I just think that'd be funny. No offense to Tua or the Dolphins. I just think it'd be really funny if Tua comes back in this triumphant return and then the Cardinals are like, nah, dude, sorry. And even at home, like, I don't know. Because that is his return, right? He's going to be playing.
Yeah.
Allegedly. That's what I hear. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Something about it doesn't feel right. I don't like it. None of it feels good to me. I'm not saying he shouldn't be playing or something like that, but it's just, I don't know. It just feels like it's not going to go the way the Dolphins fans think it is, where they're just going to kick back into gear once he gets back in. Tyreek looks checked out. Now, granted, getting Tua back in will help, but like, I don't know if you guys saw the play where Huntley actually threw a dime down the field, and Tyreek like stopped running his route and started looking around when the ball would have hit him right in the hands if he just ran through it and like went to the sideline. It was one of the most like awkward strange plays I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like it's truly like he was like, oh, he's not throwing it to me. There's no way. So he just stopped the play while the ball was already being thrown to him. It was very weird.
Yeah, it's a really weird offense in the way that like he only seems to work with Tua at quarterback.
Yeah, it does. So it's like that's why I'm like I don't think Tua is a top 10 quarterback by any means in this league. I really don't.
Yeah.
But he might be the most important quarterback to his team because it literally doesn't work if he isn't the quarterback. Like,
just don't get it.
It's so weird. Like McDaniel was like, all right, I'm going to create the Tua offense. And he did. And it was great. And then he gets hurt and you're like, oh shit, what do you do? Which is crazy because this is a guy who gets hurt. Why would you do that? Why would you not have a backup plan? You just clearly don't have a backup plan.
Yeah.
Even when Huntley plays well, Tyreek is looking around like, well, the ball wasn't going to get to me anyway. Like, what are you talking about? It's weird. So, I'm going to get the Dolphins to disappoint into his return. And honestly, I don't know whether I hope I'm right or wrong, but I just feel like that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. The Dolphins just need to find a way to draft Jalen Milroe this year and just just swap out one Alabama quarterback for another with a very similar skill set.
But who's also a 4.3 speed runner.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun.
We're just going to head the Miami Panthers at that point. All right. Shane, I hope you're right because I also took the Cardinals against the Dolphins. The Dolphins are broke. I don't like.
Yeah, I don't know if inserting Tua back into this fixes all the problems this team has.
Obviously, it might because the offense ceased to exist when he's gone.
Yeah, the thing is, though, were they that good when he was playing this year?
They look.
I don't think so. They weren't bad, but they weren't the Dolphins last year.
They're a 10-7 team. Yeah, I think
probably. Yeah.
When you can put up 21 points in that offense, it looks amazing compared to what you have right now.
Oh yeah, but it's just like this wasn't the same Dolphins team that we saw at the beginning of last year.
No.
So I'm not sure how much. Like it gets significantly better, but significantly better might be 23 points a game, and it's like, all right, is that going to be enough when our defense kind of battered right now? Like I don't know, but I get it.
Yeah, they look bad.
Not good.
Do you guys have any parlays before we get into our touchdown parlay?
Yeah.
All right,
I have perhaps the world's ugliest NFL parlay.
I'm looking forward to it.
And this is the arguably the three worst games on television this weekend. So we got Titans-Lions. I'm taking under 45. I think this is one of those games where Detroit just drops them 27-10 and calls it a day.
I like it.
They're just gonna. I think Detroit's like, you know what? We're winning this game. We're just gonna make sure we don't show too much. Stay healthy. Nice, easy win, and let Will Levis do a lot of the work for us, which he will. And
he
then
will. Is he gonna
take a weird over?
By the way,
what's that?
You know if Levis is healthy to play this week or
not?
Because Rudolph isn't gonna he will do no dumb things, but no good things either. So it doesn't matter probably.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. I don't know what the deal is with him at this point.
Limited. Will Levis was limited today. Calvin Ridley did not practice.
I wouldn't practice if I was Calvin Ridley either. What's the point?
No. So. However, Will Levis with no wide receivers could be really
who's going to be the receiver one if Calvin Ridley doesn't play? Is it Nick Westbrook-Ikine? Is that who it is? Is he still out there? Because Treylon Burks is done for the year on IR, I think.
And they just traded D-Hop.
So I don't know who the receiver one is if Ridley's hurt.
Do they have a team?
They traded Ernest Jones to the Seahawks, by the way, if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
To the Seahawks.
Oh no.
For Jerome Baker, a 4th round pick, which is really funny. Oh my god. I don't know. The Titans are certainly a team.
So right now at wide receiver, they have Tyler Boyd.
Oh, right. Okay.
And Nick Westbrook.
Who would be the third receiver if Ridley can't play? Does it say?
Jaquan Jackson.
Okay, all right.
Who is that?
I'm gonna take a guess. Was he from Coastal Carolina?
Close. It is a Sunbelt team.
Okay, so it's not that.
App State.
Tulane.
Oh, I knew it was green.
No, they're AAC, but
I knew it was green, which I hate that I know that. Don't even ask me why I do. Don't worry about it.
JHA'.
Yes,
Quan.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what you got. That's what Titans fans have to look forward to.
I forgot Tyler Boyd was on the Titans.
I kind of did too, because why would we remember that?
Yeah.
He probably could have been a Steeler. Would have been more interesting than fucking Titans. So good for him.
So we've got that gross under in the parlay, and then I've also got what I think is going to be a really strange over. I'm taking over 41 in the Saints Chargers game.
You know what? Actually, yeah, I like that.
I could see the Chargers starting to light it up against the Saints defense. And also, I think this could be a weird game where like Spencer Rattler, like low key, like has a couple touchdown passes and a couple interceptions. I just think this is going to be one of those games where a lot of weird stuff happens, and it's like a weird 24-20 game that the Chargers win.
I actually like that a lot. Also, shout out Alvin Kamara getting an extension with the Saints, which, god damn it,
While
Saints. While hurt,
an injured 30-plus running back getting
Good
an
for him,
extension.
man.
I wish that anything was as good to me as the Saints are, to just absolutely kicking that can as hard as they can.
What salary cap?
Like that can has got to be just like the worst shape. It's not even a can anymore. It's like it's been reverted to its like elements. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like
They're going to be paying Kamara and Cam Jordan and Derek Carr when like they're in walkers.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. They're gonna have a dead cap hit on Derek Carr's contract in 2046. I can't do this shit. Mickey Loomis should be charged with some sort of crime. I don't know what.
To dead cat.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I do think that overhits just because it's going to be a weird game, and I do think both those teams score enough where I think they'll both break 20, and then finally, give me the Broncos -10 against Carolina.
Bryce Young is back, everybody.
Yeah,
you didn't see.
That's pretty much it. As soon as I saw
Bryce
the
Young
news,
is back.
I jumped on it. The line jumped from like 8 to 9.5, and I grabbed it at 10. It's just continued to shoot up since that news has come out. I'm curious what it's at now because I got it at like 2:00 today, something like that. It's still at -10 right now.
I don't know. I don't know what could have happened in the past like 5 games to make the Panthers go, you know what, Bryce, you're ready to go back out there.
You know,
the team has gotten worse.
Yeah,
in the last 5 games,
and in those 2 games that Bryce Young played, Carolina lost by an average of 30 points.
It would be hilarious if he just like came out and did interviews and stuff like he was still a rookie. Like this was his debut. Like he just restarted.
I'm back
He was just like,
guys.
yeah, this is my first time going out. I'm real
idea.
excited. Like I don't know what this league is going to bring. I'm glad the Panthers are giving me this opportunity.
I do think that he's going to be absolutely astronomically bad, but I would love it if he was good. I would.
Yeah.
I would love if he just needed 5 games to watching Andy Dalton go out there and try his absolute best.
Yeah.
But like, why do this now? I just don't like. What do they think is going to happen?
Well, Andy Dalton. Oh, they can't start Andy Dalton.
Is he hurt?
He got in a. Oh, you guys didn't hear about that?
No.
Oh, that's right. He got in a car accident.
I didn't know that.
That's
okay.
right.
Yeah.
Him and his family.
I just saw that Bryce Young got. I just saw that Bryce Young was starting. I did not know why. I just saw
he got in a car accident, I think Monday or Tuesday night.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I think everyone's okay, but
yeah,
the Panthers are legitimately maybe the saddest organization in professional sports.
Yeah,
because like, of course, you bench your young quarterback to give him some freaking breathing room because your team is so ass and he's so ass, and then your veteran backup gets in a fucking car crash. Of course, that's what happens. This doesn't happen. Like to anyone else, like the only other example I could think of is like I think Myles Garrett had like a car accident years ago. I think Cam Newton was in a car accident like how many years ago. This doesn't happen that much, guys.
This is as weird as JPP blowing off his fingers with fireworks.
At least everyone does. At least everyone across the world has that happen a bunch of times because people are stupid. Like, come on, man, really?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Well, sorry, Panthers fans.
So if you hate yourself this weekend and want to just watch terrible NFL games all weekend, that parlay comes out to +595.
Nice.
I like it. I don't actually. I hate it, but I do like the bets. I will be watching the Panthers game at some point in full because I need to see how it looks because I'm just really going to be morbidly curious. Like, especially if the score is insane in some way, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, I got to watch this on Game Pass, like, right now. Anyway, I do have my 7-game parlay that I always do every week. So some of these are the same picks I made, but Lions -10.5 because Titans be ass. Chiefs -9.5 because Raiders be ass, and the Chiefs will somehow finally score like 40 points because why not? Rams already have money line. Dolphins, Cardinals +3.5. Patriots +7. Ravens -9.5. Dalton, I'm sorry. I just feel like it ain't going to happen against the Ravens with Winston right now. I think it'll be way more fun. But I think it's going to be one of those times where it's like, yeah, Jameis. Oh, no, Jameis. And then it's
fair. It's definitely my long shot.
It could go either way, though. You're right. It could be very fun. It could be Flacco-esque, where it's like, all these plays are getting made, and who knows. And then I have the Bears -2.5 at a Jaden Daniels-less Commanders, as far as I know, is he will not be playing in this game. So,
is he officially not playing?
I've heard that the rib is probably going to keep him out at least a week, if not 2. So
I almost took that. That was almost my favorite bet this week was Commanders +102.
Yeah, if he's playing, then absolutely, I would definitely switch my bet. But if he's not, Merida looked fine in relief, but it was against the Panthers.
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to figure out from that? Against the Bears defense? I don't think so.
Also, what was Washington thinking? Putting a quarterback that you're very concerned about getting hurt as your starter, and then putting him behind probably the least durable backup in the entire NFL.
Yeah, who's the third stringer? Is it Sam Hartman? Is he the third string quarterback?
I don't even know.
I think he's on the team, right? Isn't he like a practice squad player at least or something? I don't know. Whoever it is, be ready to see them play this week, maybe. Yeah. But whatever. Very fun. But that's my parlay. That one's +10,661.
Love it.
I like it.
Texas type shit.
I did almost bet on the Raiders this week. +350.
I'll probably take them Sunday when I'm just sitting there.
The vibe. If the Chiefs are gonna lose a dumb game, this is it.
You're right. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Like, they're either gonna lose this game because it's stupid, or they're gonna drop like 40 points despite not doing anything offensively. It's like it's one of the two.
Yeah. Well, I'm just at this point. I am just waiting out Gardner Minshew until Desmond Ritter's ready. And especially Desmond Ritter time. I am excited for Desmond Ritter. That's how bad this season has gone.
Yeah, I wish you weren't excited for Desmond Ritter. I still remember scouting him, being like, this guy needs to get much better to be an NFL quarterback, and then he didn't get much better, and I was like, shit.
His mechanics just never developed.
He's just not accurate, man. He's just not accurate. It's
it's the way he throws the ball.
Yeah, it's weird. He's a weird guy. Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm hoping it got better, but because I can't watch Gardner Minshew anymore.
Yeah.
I can't do it. And then Aiden O'Connell got hurt, so this is what we're stuck with.
Poor AJ.
Unless they tried out Carter Bradley.
Who?
Carter Bradley, defensive coordinator Gus Bradley's son, who's only in the league because he's Gus Bradley's kid, and the Raiders GM is Gus Bradley's old boss.
Where did Carter Bradley play football? I forget.
Why
do I feel was it UMass or something stupid?
No, I think it was an FCS school.
Was it Montana State or something? Those two names came to mind. I could be making that up.
He went to South. No, it was an FBS team, a newer FBS team, South Alabama.
Oh, that's now I actually do remember that somehow. I do remember him being in South Alabama. Yeah, maybe don't do that. Like maybe don't do that. Gardner Minshew is probably still better than that.
I don't know. Can
I interest
you? Didn't even start the game. Shane, he didn't start the game last week and found a way to turn the ball over 4 times.
It's not,
coming in relief.
You only lost by 5 points though, so it's okay. Hey,
so bad.
Brock Bowers.
Yeah, Brock Bowers. Woo!
Brock Bowers.
All right. So speaking of Brock Bowers, let's get into our NFL TD parlay.
I didn't.
Yeah, none of us picked him for.
Of course.
If anyone was wondering, I guess I'll start off for our TD parlay. I'm going Chase Brown, the Bengals, playing at home against the Eagles. Chase Brown should be running back 1 in Cincinnati. I get that they keep going with Moss because they acquired him in the offseason, but Chase Brown's a guy. Love to see him get in the end zone. Cincinnati offense looks great this year. Defense, not so great.
I like it. taking Joe Mixon against the Colts because the Colts cannot stop any running backs whatsoever, and Joe Mixon,
except for Najee Harris.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, Joe Mixon's just having a fantastic year. For whatever reason, I don't get it. Makes no sense. But this is the NFL in the year 2024.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, Sam Darnold having fantastic years.
Jared Goff MVP conversation.
Yeah.
Granted, that at least started last year a little bit. So
Kareem Hunt all of a sudden back out of obscurity.
Hey, Kareem Hunt and Joe Mixon, they have a lot of things in common. You might say.
Yeah.
So not on the field, but Anyway, there it is. Anyway, I got speaking of Bengals connections here as well. Andre Yosivas, I have as my touchdown pick. He's caught 7 touchdowns and 29 career catches. He's kind of a touchdown guy. It seems to be what his thing is, and he is obviously a big target, so I could see him getting in the end zone for sure. And Bengals offense is humming. That's never really been the problem for this team at any point, except for parts of last year. But they at least can score with the best of them. Now, the defense, they'll let the other team score with the best of them too.
Yeah.
But that's part of why they're scoring so much, because they kind of have no choice. So I could see him easily getting in the end zone. So
if you want to throw like Saquon into this, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, the Bengals, though, Joe Burrow is holding that whole team together, literally just with mud and spit and whatever else he can scrounge around, chewing gum. It is not good. It is just he's somehow making it work. That's about it.
Yeah, they're going to end up being like 9-8, and it's going to be like, wow, how did they do that? And you're going to see Joe Burrow's like 4,800 passing yards and like 40 touchdowns. It's like, that's wow. Yeah.
All right. So just to recap, we have Chase Brown, Joe Mixon, and Andre Yosivas. All right. So I guess this is just the Bengals parlay.
Bengals adjacent, at least.
Bengals and friends.
Yeah, we'll say current and past Bengals, I guess. So if you take all 3 of those guys, you're at plus 1,586, which I think is a pretty decent payout for this. All 3 guys finding the end zone. Knock on wood. So take it or leave it. This is the week. This is the week that it hits. So trust me.
And you can also get this one odds boosted if you use DraftKings. No free shout-outs.
No free shout-outs.
But you get a 5% parlay boost for every touchdown leg you add. So this jumps to plus 1824.
Dude, if you give me something like that, I'm gonna just keep picking touchdown parlays until I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And be like, oh shit, I've picked every game to go 50-50. Oh shit.
Yeah. At that point, you're just playing Powerball.
Yeah, at that point, you're like, all right. They're like, you can't add anymore. And I'm like, don't tell me what I can fucking do.
Yeah. Sir, you've already put 24 legs in this.
You literally couldn't bet a spent and be allowed to continue. You can't do it anymore. I'm like, shit.
If this bet hits, we literally cannot afford to pay it out.
You will not get this money. You will get less.
Company.
You will get less than you're projected to get. Yeah.
You are now the CEO.
They just come to your house. They're like, listen, we can't afford to pay you, but clearly you know what you're doing. Yeah. Would you like to be the CEO?
Yeah. Here's the company card. We'll fly you out.
Somehow this is cheaper than just giving you the money.
Yeah. All right. So thank you everyone for watching tonight. Episode 59. As we creep up on college football slowly coming to an end. Sadly, it's the beginning of the end for them. NFL still kicking. Hopefully Shane's team can keep going. I think he's the only one that's got a team that's worth the shit out of all of us. So
hey, I'll be right there, Sam.
Hey, the Niners should be 500 after this week.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that game because none of us were dumb enough to bet on it. So
no, that game is hot garbage. If you
Brock
just
Purdy.
Don't. All right, it's not
the
Brock
San
Purdy's
Francisco. I didn't say it was his fault. That's just funny. Just fun to call him that at this point. He shouldn't have had such a stupid last name. I wouldn't be making fun of it. No, but yeah.
Yeah, don't bet Sunday Night Football. Just go to bed early, wake up, and get ready for Monday night, whatever that game is.
I don't know if it's isn't that Chicago? No, that's not it. What is the Monday night game? I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? Oh no, it's the Steelers. What am I talking about? Steelers.
No, it's not. It's yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
What am I talking? I just tried to forget because I'm like, we're on Monday Night Football with
Monday
the
night.
fucking
Oh
Giants.
God! Wait, Steelers Giants is the Monday night game.
Yes,
Okay.
that's not even a flex thing. Like that was done
Yeah.
before the season.
Who
What the hell?
thought going into the year that was going to be a good matchup?
Not me.
Roger Goodell. All right. Thanks, Roger Goodell, for watching. We appreciate it. Thank you all again. Let us know if you take any of our bets, or if there's anything we should be looking at that you guys have. Comment on anything. We will see you all next week at 9:30, and we can't wait to celebrate us winning the touchdown parlay and telling everyone we